No Strings Attached, Part 2. The theater was empty now, save for me and Giggles. My body sat rigid in the chair, limbs stiff as wood, my chest frozen mid-breath. I couldn't move. I couldn't even blink. It was as if I'd been carved into a puppet, a prisoner in my own skin. Giggles stood in the center of the stage, basking in the dim glow of the flickering spotlight. His porcelain face, with its twisted grin and cracked surface, looked more alive than ever. He tilted his head toward me, and that glassy, crooked eye seemed to gleam with amusement. "Don't look so glum, Jasper," he said, his voice dripping with mockery. "You've always wanted a standing ovation, haven't you?" If I could scream, I would have. Giggles began to move, his stubby legs carrying him across the stage. His joints creaked, but his movements were disturbingly smooth. He turned to the empty audience, spreading his arms wide like a ringmaster at a macabre circus. "Ladies and gentlemen," he bellowed, his voice echoing in the hollow theater, "the show's just beginning." As he spoke, I could feel my strings, real or imagined, tugging at me. My arms jerked upward against my will, bending at the elbows like a marionette's. My legs followed, pulling me upright in awkward, unnatural motions. My body moved to Giggles's command, a sickening parody of the relationship we'd once had. "Dance, Jasper!" Giggles shouted, his laughter echoing. "Show them your passion for the craft." My body lurched forward, stumbling onto the stage. I twirled and jerked, every movement grotesque and exaggerated. I could hear the faint sound of clapping, but the theater was still empty. Or was it? Shadows flickered in the seats, shapes that seemed to shift and writhe. The clapping grew louder, accompanied by an unsettling hum, like a chorus of unseen voices. Giggles gestured toward them, his grin impossibly wide. "They love you, Jasper," he said. "They love us." I was spiraling into madness. The shadows grew darker, their outlines sharpening into faceless figures with hollow eyes that glowed faintly. They weren't just watching. They were leaning forward, hungry, as if feeding on the nightmare unfolding before them. "What do you want?" I managed to choke out, my voice barely audible, my throat burning from the effort. Giggles turned to me, tilting his head as if considering the question. "What do I want?" he repeated, his tone playful. "Why, Jasper, I want what you've always given me. A stage, an audience, control." With a snap of his stubby fingers, the spotlight swung to me and I froze mid-motion. The faceless crowd erupted in cheers, their voices echoing like 1,000 screams trapped in a cavern. Giggles leaned in close, his cracked porcelain nose nearly touching mine. "The curtain never falls, Jasper," he whispered. "Not for us." The theater dissolved into darkness. The screams grew louder, and the last thing I saw was Giggles, his grin the only thing left in the void. Please like and follow for Part 3.